That afternoon, it didn't matter that traffic was moving at a snail's pace. I just needed to get home, take a shower, and later that night, sleep in my own bed. Hill would just have to understand. At least, I hoped he would. As I pulled into the driveway, Miss Bonita marched briskly towards my house. She looked a little different today, not dressed in her usual pink microfleece house slippers and floral housecoat. Instead, she was wearing a stylish, burgundy-colored sweatsuit and sporting a short, sexy hairstyle. She waved at me wildly. "Hey, child. You're looking good, Miss Bonita. What's new and exciting in your world?" Not sure if I really wanted to know, but I was quite sure she would burn my ears off either way. "Tell you everything once we get inside and you make us some coffee to fuel me up." Didn't she just leave her house? "So good to see you," I said. I unlocked the door and we walked inside. I took off my coat and hung it in the closet. "I see that man Hill agrees with you." Miss Bonita took a seat on the sofa. "I could say the same of Larry. How's he doing?" I asked as I made my way to the kitchen to make us some coffee. Miss Bonita giggled. "Well, all right then. I'm happy for you both." Seeing Miss Bonita happy meant she would spend less time at my house gossiping about everybody else in the neighborhood. Then the cordless phone rang and interrupted our conversation. I answered it. "So, you're home," a deep voice said. "Yeah, Dad. Why didn't you call me on my cell phone?" He grunted. "What's going on? Is it Ethel? Is she still fussing with you?" A moment paused before he answered. "When you face trials—" "Pops, you're not making any sense. Hold on." I cut the receiver and shouted toward the living room. "Miss Bonita, my father's on the phone, and I have to take the call." "No worries. I'll wait until you're done. Say hello to the Reverend for me." She reached for the remote control and turned on the TV. "Miss Bonita, it may be a while." Knowing Miss Bonita, she would have her ears perked up like bunny antennas, ready to absorb sights and sounds and turn them into motion pictures. But this wasn't a conversation I wanted her to hear. So I stared at her from the kitchen. "Okay, hint received. I'll let myself out. Talk to you later," Miss Bonita shouted back. I heard the front door close, and then I sucked in a deep breath before asking, "Have you been drinking?" "James, chapter 1, verse 2 through 3 gives us encouragement." My father could make a sermon out of anything. "Okay, I don't have a Bible in front of me right now, but what do you need encouragement for now?" I turned on the tap, filled the kettle with water, and set it on the stove. "You, my daughter, I need words of wisdom from the book of James to encourage me to count it a joy when we face trials. I know I have sinned, and now I'm facing trials from the congregation because they know the truth." When my father was worried, he would clutch to Bible phrases, verses, and terminology to find his answers. "What? How did this happen?" "Ethel, love her, but sometimes that woman can be so naive, goes around trusting the wrong folks." I wondered how long it would be before his wife ran her mouth about me being her husband's love child. And who might that be? Don't tell me Sister Sarah. Ding, ding, ding. You win the prize. Although he was being lighthearted about the situation, I knew it was weighing him down. And as for Sister Sarah, I wasn't really surprised that she was the one who had spread the news. That woman was in the middle of every piece of church gossip that had ever graced the steps of Junction Baptist Church. I heard my father take a gulp from what I hoped was a cup of coffee. Drinking liquor at any time of day never helped anyone think clearly. "But this trial will make me grow. I'm not a man to hide things, and if they want to let me go after serving the community for all these years, claiming I'm unfit to lead the congregation, well, let it be what it be." I heard defeat in my father's voice. "Hold up! This is not the man I know. You grew that congregation. You started an after-school tutoring program, a mentoring program for the neighborhood kids, a coat drive. Should I go on? Trust me, you won't go down without a fight." I was very protective of my father and would not hesitate to take on the church if I had to. He had had a moment of weakness with my mother and shouldn't be punished by being barred from serving the Lord. Not when so many sinners were walking around in flashy suits with ugly ties and fussy dresses with matching church hats which could be mistaken for flying saucers. "Whoa, slow down there, soldier. I can handle the rumblings of the church, and this fight will make me grow and be stronger. It just means I have to trust and put my faith in Him. I'm not afraid. I knew I would face some trials, but I also know I'll be fine." "If you say so, but we both know some of those folks shouldn't say anything when they are some of the worst offenders, hanging out in clubs and sleeping with married folks. Don't get me started." I huffed. "Let's not." And like a NASCAR driver switching gears, he asked, "So, how's Hill? I like that boy." "He's fine. He asked me to move in with him, and I couldn't say yes." "Scared?" "Yes." "I understand. Just take it slow. I have a feeling this one's a keeper. Real stand-up kind of guy. Not too many of them around these days," my father said. "Preach."